Hi and welcome to another episode of ARTO Insights. I'm Elliot Payne, co-founder at ARTO. Today I'm joined by Garry Jones. Gary is one of our leading contractor consultants at ARTO. How are you, Gary? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Very good.
So I'll kick straight in. Obviously you specialise in the engineering and manufacturing space. What is your perception of the market within Europe right now?
Good. I think very country specific though. Seen with Switzerland's really died off. I think 12 months ago Switzerland was thriving with
Really?
contractors. Yeah, but it's taken a lot of change. There's a lot of Swiss contractors out of work at the moment, and it's getting filled up in say France, Germany, and Belgium.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And why is that then?
I think in terms of the tariffs that Trump's had on
Yeah.
Switzerland, that's affected a few things.
Really?
But also price expectations. Companies don't have the money to pay Swiss contractors. Cost of living's a lot higher there. So I think a lot of contractors I'm speaking to at the moment are leaving Switzerland to go to Germany and France, where there is more contracting work.
And the contract roles that are in Switzerland, are they now being taken from maybe Irish contractors that are cheaper or anything like that?
Yeah, exactly. They are getting taken. A lot of the Irish are in Switzerland, which is it's quite a saturated market at the moment. So yeah, in terms of projects itself, I would say France and Germany are probably thriving from what we're seeing at the moment.
What impact do you think that will have on these projects that are in Switzerland? Are they getting better talent now because they're getting better contractors and they're cheaper compared to Swiss contractors that are local? Or do you think it will impact their projects and the success rates because they're not getting local contractors?
I think it will impact it. I think it's not good for Swiss locals in a way, and I also feel like a lot of these projects are starting to die down. We've seen companies such as Baco and Pharma have projects that aren't going too well at the moment.
Really?
And companies are trying to make internal hires to complete projects, but there's too much work to be done internal. You need to have external support. So yeah.
And has sort of FDA regulations that have been the changes the last couple of years, has that had an impact at all on these sites?
Yeah, with the new annex regulations, there's a lot more stricter regulations. So we are seeing quality come in that as well.
Really?
When FDA audits, mock audits are needing to happen, but even quality itself has died down quite a bit in Europe in general.
And obviously, where you specialise in our contractor
Yeah,
field,
yeah.
have you seen a shift at all in how reactive you have to be when clients are ringing you up and saying like we need X, Y people?
Yeah.
Has there been a shift in terms of they need it quicker, or is it, you're getting products that are before so you can map them out?
Yeah.
How have you found it?
We found it good. We've kind of tried to get in at the unconscious need stage. So before the demand, if there's a construction of a facility, we know the phases of what's going to be needed. So we are trying to deliver talent before they need it.
Yeah.
So it can be delivered at like a snap of the fingers.
I suppose if you're a contractor and you know you've got a project finishing April, for example,
Yeah.
and you're getting there in a contract need for May,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Everyone's winning, right?
Yeah. You're scoping out. Contractors that are finishing in May are already looking at new projects in March. It's a very quick industry.
So obviously in this world,
Yeah.
it's very demanding, and there's also a lot of competitors out there for us.
Yeah.
So I suppose you've seen a lot of success in your first 12 months here,
Yeah.
and the clients that you've generated have all come back. So why, if I'm a customer out there that maybe doesn't know about you, why should I work with yourself or ARTO?
Couple of things. I think firstly, I'm not an engineer. I'm a rugby player. But I took it upon myself to learn what an engineering does. So when I'm speaking to clients, I'm speaking as an engineer.
Yeah.
That was key. Understanding the phases, the skill sets needed. I think secondly, understanding the need of, there's plenty of recruitment partners out there. So you have to be different. You have to be good.
100%.
You have to understand what the client needs. They could need a CQV engineer, but beyond CQV is thousands of skill sets. So at ARTO, we try and go a level deeper, looking at the skill set rather than the job title.
Yeah.
And I think that's why talent that's come into these companies have delivered.
What would you say are the biggest challenges that hiring managers face right now and maybe in the next couple of 6 months?
Yeah, from ARTO or from...
Just if I'm a hiring manager out there in the engineering and manufacturing space,
Yeah.
what challenges do you think
Yeah.
are out there?
Budget approval. We get a lot of managers that need support,
Yeah.
gets to the point where they can have it, but it's blocked by procurement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's obviously contractors cost a bit more, but they are niche contractors. This is why they're so good at what they do. And yeah, the other aspect is sometimes not getting the right talent, getting someone in for a contract and they're not good.
Yeah.
Project delays, which is where we come in, and we don't want that to happen. So we make sure we deliver talent that's good, and delays won't happen.
100%. So then obviously going on those challenges you said then,
Yeah.
so my next question to that then would be, what skill sets are in the most demand within the engineering and manufacturing space currently?
Yeah, I mean, the most roles we work are CQV roles.
Yeah.
Whether that's the commissioning, the qualification, or the validation, it's all important. But I also think there's a new Annex 22 coming out with automation and CSV automation. It's got to be. As the world's getting more into AI, I think it's also the hardest skill set to find, because not everyone can do it. So I think CSV automation is really going to take off in the next 2 years. CQV will always be there, but CSV automation, I think, is going to be tough talent, but also quality talent to find.
And in your first 12 months, this isn't just information you're gathering, but also you've been to what, 5-6 countries, I think.
Yeah.
You absolutely love seeing people.
Yeah, I love traveling.
How, obviously coming from Australia down to the UK, and then obviously now traveling Europe.
Yeah.
Is that something that excited you about the role?
Definitely. You know, we're a big believer that when we make a placement, we fly out to see the contractor. Couple of reasons: make sure the contractor's happy.
Yeah.
If the contractor's not happy, he might not perform for the project, which can result in delays. But also, you know, being present with the managers. You know, traveling to, I think, Denmark, Belgium, Germany, all these countries. As an Australian, you wouldn't fathom. I wouldn't. So that's been incredible.
Any favourites?
To be honest, Denmark. Very similar to Australia. Everyone's fit, healthy, tight. It's a tidy city. Yeah, Denmark for sure.
And how have you found that transition coming from Australia down to the UK?
Tough. If anyone's been to the UK, the winters are tough.
I think we've had rain for 34 days in a row, something like that.
Yeah, struggle. I do miss it, but a lot of opportunities. Europe's thriving at the moment, so I'm taking it as I can.
Yeah, and then in terms of ARTO, obviously you're a semi-professional rugby player.
Yeah.
How have you found, you know, because you've seen such success, both at ARTO but also on the field at rugby.
Yeah.
If anybody might be looking to join ARTO, like how have you found that, I suppose, work-life balance to succeed at both?
Yeah, transparently, I struggled at the start.
Yeah.
Because it hits you. It's a lot. You know, Tuesday, Thursday training, Saturday playing, Monday to Friday work. You're working long hours to make an impact. But now I've found a balance, and it's important to understand what's important, but also taking a step back when you need. So yeah, I struggled at the start, but I think that was just a maturity thing, getting used to growing up, really.
100%.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got the gym downstairs at ARTO, which must be, you know, real helpful.
Yeah, very handy to be able to gym before work or after work. I can just put myself in that phase that I'm going to work and gym, whereas I don't have to drive 20 minutes to the gym, and it helps massively.
Nice. Obviously, we spoke a lot about the challenges of hiring managers.
Yeah.
And we're obviously big believers that, you know, when we're setting up interviews or preparing both candidates, obviously they want to get the role.
Yeah.
But at the same time, hiring managers, they're the ones that also have to impress the candidate they want for them to take that project.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's so fast paced. So then on the contractor side, what would you say contractors are now sort of most appealed to or looking for in their new sort of role or projects?
Well, I had an experience recently with a recent placement in France that the contractor actually only took the job because of the hiring manager.
Really?
Like the project, obviously, but the hiring manager was a big emphasis. It's like any workplace, you know, you have to be able to feel like you can collaborate with that hiring manager. Working with a not a good manager can really affect the project. So that's one thing, the relationship with the hiring manager you're going to be working with.
Yep.
The other thing I would say would be the longevity of the contract. Look, contractors, it can be short, but they just want to know scope. Most contracts will be 6 months. This is because of budget reasons. But if there's potential scope for 2 years with extensions, that's attractive. So yeah, it depends on the role, really. You know, if it's a short engineering remediation project, you're going to be not there long. But yeah.
So you said a real key point there in terms of there's a contractor that had offers at another organisation or project, but he took this role because of the relationship he built
Yeah,
within the hiring manager interview process.
yeah.
So what did the hiring manager do in that interview process to get that trust and that commitment from a candidate? Because there must be some out there that potentially could be new to interviewing
Yeah.
or new to management. So what advice would you give them to attracting that talent?
Yeah, reassurance.
Yeah,
Contractors want to be being a contractor is different to permanent. Your project can close at any minute and you can be out of
yeah.
work. The manager gave the contractor reassurance about the project, which helped. So reassurance would be the key word there.
And one thing you've done, well, you and Tom do really well, is the contractor care,
Yeah.
sort of that the whole segment you put into it. Could you just tell me like a few things that stand out for you when I said you've got these contractors on projects and
Yeah.
that care that you want to ensure they're doing a good job?
Yeah, checking in all the time. I
Yeah,
think I have all my contractors on WhatsApp,
yeah,
on my personal mobile, because we do care. I will take a call on Sunday if I need to. Not that my girlfriend's not too happy about that, but it's important because it's people's lives you're dealing with at the moment, and that's what's important about contract recruitment is you do have them on WhatsApp. You do reassure that you are there for them. It doesn't just stop when the placement's happened. You have to be there because at the end of the day, they're representing ARTO. If they're not happy, we're not happy.
100%. And I suppose my last question is, obviously, it's been a roller coaster of a year,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it's been an amazing year. You've broken loads of records. I think you've gone on pretty much all of the incentives.
Yeah.
Such a consistent performer. What advice would you give to someone then in their first 12 months? I suppose as a contract recruiter, if they were to join Arto.
Yeah. I'd actually break it down from 12 to 6.
Okay.
I think 6 is the key month. You have to work hard in that 6 months. You have to get your own clients. You have to be credible. You have to learn the industry. If you don't, you won't work. It won't work.
Really.
So yeah, it's tough. Being here for a year and a half now, it's a lot easier for me now because the first 6, 12 months I worked so hard
Yeah.
to build a foundation. So it's if you want it, you'll have it.
Amazing. Thanks a lot. Cheers,
Cheers,
boss. Thank you for watching another episode of ARTO Insights with Garry. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, and you're interested in maybe joining Arto, then you can contact us in multiple channels, such as LinkedIn or Instagram. And for those that are also interested in the content and what we're at Arto, then please subscribe to our YouTube page.